Hello, welcome to my channel. Today in the series of melee guides, I'll be talking about the new kid on the block, Viper. While overall less complex than other jobs, Viper focuses in on the fundamentals of melee combat, managing different combos and different gauges to create a fast and dynamic rotation. This guide won't teach you the highest end of optimizations for the job, but it'll teach you the basic skills and rotation needed to level and enter Endgame. Welcome to the nest. Let's get started. First, let's look at the basic combos, which I think have been confusing people. Viper has two combo buttons, Steel Fangs and Dread Fangs, and each button changes into other actions as the combo progresses. Additionally, both combos progress upon pressing either button, allowing you to go between them seamlessly. You will need to move between your combos dynamically to apply the various status effects the Viper has to manage. This is where the confusion comes from, but it's quite straightforward when actually playing. The combo button you need to use, either to refresh a buff or consume a buff, will light up to show you when you need to press it. The Viper sight gauge does the same, with the left sword lighting up if you need to press the Steel Fangs combo, and the right sword lighting up if you need to press the Dread Fangs combo. The gauge will tell you what to press for the most part. You can simply follow the shiny lights. With that cleared up, let's go over what each combo does. Your first combo buttons are Steel Fangs and Dread Fangs. Dread Fangs will apply 20 seconds of the Noxious Gnash debuff to the target, which increases the damage you deal to them by 10%. This debuff can be stacked up to 40 seconds total. Steel Fangs instead does more damage, so you'll want to use this whenever the Noxious Gnash debuff does not need to be reapplied or refreshed. Your second combo buttons are Hunter's Sting and Swift Skin Sting. Hunter's Sting applies a buff increasing your damage dealt by 10% for 40 seconds. Swift Skin Sting applies a buff reducing weapon skill recast time by 15% for 40 seconds. Hunter's Sting and Swift Skin Sting will each light up if you are missing its associated buff or you need to refresh the related buff. Your third combo button has 4 options: Flank Sting Strike, Hind Sting Strike, Flank Spane Fang, and Hind Spane Fang. Each of these abilities has a positional indicated by its name and applies a buff to yourself that increases the damage of a specific other combo finisher. For your first combo, both sides will light up since you have no buff, but once you have any combo finisher buff, one of the two buttons will change to the buffed combo action and that action will light up, indicating that you need to press it. A good trick for remembering each button: both flank positional actions have a green icon, and both rear positional actions have a red icon. Finally, after every combo, the Serpent's Tail button will turn into Death Rattle, an off-GCD finisher that must be weaved before your next combo. That may all sound like a lot, but the end result is that following the Viper sight gauge or the lit up buttons will work almost 100% of the time, so don't overthink them too much. Viper does have another combo, but this one has a 40-second cooldown with 2 charges, so you'll use it intermittently. The actions in this combo have a longer recast, and the full combo will apply all the buffs and debuff that your normal combos apply. The first button in the combo is Dreadwinder, which applies the 10% Noxious Gnash debuff to the target and gives 1 rattling coil on your gauge. We'll talk about that in a minute. The next 2 abilities in the combo can be used in either order. Hunter's Coil applies a 10% damage buff on yourself and has a flank positional, while Swift Skin's Coil applies a 15% reduced recast buff on yourself and has a rear positional. Both Hunter's Coil and Swift Skin's Coil will transform the buttons Twin Fang and Twin Blood into Twin Fang Bite and Twin Blood Bite, which are 2 off-GCDs that combo into each other after each weapon skill. Just press them in the order they light up. Next to talk about are your 2 other gauges. First, all of your combos will generate Serpent Offerings, which can be spent on Reawakened, a fast-paced burst combo that I'll talk about in depth in a moment. The other gauge is Rattling Coils, which can be spent on Uncoiled Fury. This ability has a long recast time and transforms Twin Blood and Twin Fang into an off-GCD combo, just like the Dreadwinder combo. The notable part of this ability is that it's ranged, allowing you to attack from afar when needed if you have Rattling Coils available. Finally, let's look at Reawaken. This ability is a weapon skill attack that costs 50 Serpent Offerings and transforms various other weapon skills on your bar into a 5-part combo with a greatly reduced recast. This combo will go 1st generation, 2nd generation, 3rd generation, 4th generation, and then finishing with Ouroboros. At level 100, the Serpent's Tail button will transform into off GCDs to weave in between each generation. You also have Serpent's Ire, an ability on a 2-minute cooldown that makes your next reawaken cost no Serpent Offerings. There's not much more to say, just do the combo and spam the weaves when they light up. With that, we can get to the opener in rotation. I'll be showing the opener and about 2 minutes of the rotation afterwards so you can see how the job flows overall. The opener looks a little odd at first, but this will set you up best for the rest of the fight. You start with Dreadfangs and weave Serpent's Ire immediately. Then use Swift-Skin Sting to get your haste buff and go into your Dreadwinder combo. Afterwards, just reawaken and do your reawaken combo. Then you'll finish your normal combo and use an Uncoiled Fury to fit in at the end of raid buffs. Then just continue your normal rotation from there. Keep your buffs up, spend your gauge as needed, and don't let things overcap. Basic stuff. However, your burst windows are going to be different than your opener. You'll get one reawaken between raid buff windows that you can use freely, but you want to try and always save 50 gauge for raid buffs to do 2 reawakens in a row. This takes a bit of setup, but it isn't too tricky. You want to make sure you've spent your Uncoiled Furies, Dreadwinder has no charges left, and you have at least 30 seconds of Noxious Gnash on the target. You'll want to use a full combo to refresh the combo ender buffs, and then when Serpent's Ire is ready, you'll weave that and simply do 2 reawakens back to back. Afterwards, finish whatever combo you were on, and then Dreadwinder, and continue from there. And that's the end of this video. I hope this was helpful for anyone looking to start playing Viper. Viper can be confusing at first, but it quickly becomes very satisfying to play once you get the hang of it. I hope this guide could help anyone who's confused about the job or is just looking to start playing it in Endgame. Next up on my list of melees will be monks, so stay tuned if you'd like to see that. Thank you for watching. May your abilities crit and your kill times be blessed.